For Bespin, we're going to be taking player 1 as Droideka and player 2 as Emperor Palpatine. And then as soon as we enter the level here, we're going to drop out our player 2 and just keep rolling along. And then we can do a jump slash to get up top of these stairs and head over to the Bounty Hunter panel. And then the C-3PO panel that's right here. And then up here we have a really interesting trick that we're going to do. You could of course just use the panel here and head up the elevator. Also, because of Emperor's triple jump, you could theoretically just do a triple jump over top and then land in the transition, hitting it from above. But the fastest thing to do is to do a triple jump where you actually hit the transition from the side. And one important piece of this is as soon as we do our triple jump to Boba Fett, we're going to swap immediately back to the Emperor, which also allows us to do a jump slash as we hit the transition. We're going to triple jump and then hit the transition from the side and jump slash into the next room. And then moving forward, we're going to use the Droideka hitbox to our advantage on this ledge because we can kind of roll up it, whereas walking up it takes a little bit longer. And so we're going to roll up it a little bit and then just double jump with Emperor and then triple jump up top. And then up here, we're going to do a jump slash to avoid the conveyor belt activating. And then this fun little piece of movement, pretty straightforward, just a lot of jump slashes and triple jumps. It's just something that it feels very natural, it flows very well. And you can also change it up if you really want to. If you're not as comfortable with some of the animation canceling, just turn it into a more simple triple jump and just roll off with Droideka. It's really up to you, and you'll optimize it more as time goes on. But either way, as we jump to this section, we're going to kind of land by these crates. And there's actually no ceiling collision if you're like right up against the door here. And so we're going to use that to our advantage. We need to triple jump kind of in the perfect like middle ground. If you're too far out, obviously, you're going to hit the collision. And then if you're too far forward, you can risk not getting enough height to be able to do your triple jump and make it all the way up. So we're just going to triple jump in the corner and try to find like a good middle ground between those two in order to make it up. And then we can swap the Droideka and make our way through this hallway. We can shoot enemies that are in our way just depending on how much in our way they are. We don't want to spend too long shooting them when we can just roll past them. And then as we get close to the door over here on the left, when we get just past this dark gray line, we're going to start a triple jump to go over top of this door rather than activating the panel in order to hit the transition. And again, just like other things in this run, because Emperor's triple jump is absolutely busted, this is a really easy trick to hit. So we're just going to hit the triple jump, and we're going to end up being Boba Fett, which is perfect because we can just initiate a fly over to the end platform. The other option from this spot here is if you want to do a super delayed triple jump, you can also make it over with that. And then from here, we're going to start animation canceling all of these enemies. We can only have one player here since we didn't hit the transition to bring our party over. And then there is a little bit of strategy here. If you are shooting these guys and you notice the stormtrooper who is in this hot tub Speedo bath outfit, that is when you are on like basically the last wave of guys that are going to show up before the Falcon opens. So when you see him, this is your indicator that we're on our last wave. So when I shoot this last guy, the Falcon door is going to open, and the goal is to shoot this guy and then swap to a different character to run into the Falcon with the movement that we have during the camera pan. If we don't do that, we have to wait a second, and then we can enter the Falcon. The reason we have to swap characters is because Droideka is too large to just roll into the Falcon. So an easier way that you could go about it is you could just be Boba Fett and just shoot the last guy and then enter the Falcon. Or use Droideka, swap to Emperor, and then just walk in. And that's it for Bespin. Typically at the end of Bespin, you are never the correct characters for heading into the next level. One, because you would never have Droideka in the Cantina, and then two, since we don't take Ghost Yoda, we're never going to have the option to make one of our players Ghost Yoda as we leave the level, so we'll have to call both players in heading into CCT.